Samadhi is not a concept of any religion. It is unwise to say that the word Samadhi is neither in the Bible nor in the Quran, so we have nothing to do with it. After understanding what Samadhi is, it is advisable to evaluate whether the things in that concept are in the religion one believes in or not. If you want to understand what Samadhi is, you need to know some other things. Without knowing and experience those things, no one is going to understand what Samadhi is. One must first know that human being has a body, soul and spirit. Everyone knows what body is because body can be seen and the body works. If you ask what soul is, you will see many people are thinking because no one has seen soul. When we talk about the characteristics of the soul, will be admitted this is what was meant by the soul. Another name for soul is personality. It cannot be seen, but it is what makes one who he is. Just as the body is different for everyone, the soul personality is also different for everyone. The soul is made up of many parts, just like the body is made up of many parts joined together. Intellect, thought, knowledge, feeling, emotions, desire, these are the elements of the soul. So now, those who do not know about soul must have been able to understand few things, right? Man has a soul as well as a body and a spirit, as mentioned earlier. Like the body and soul, the spirit is composed of many elements. Many people are ignorant of it because no one teaches it, right? There are things always more than unknowns than known. It is simply imprudent to say of unknown facts does not exist. The human spirit is made up of many elements such as awareness, wisdom, consciousness, etc. In short, the spirit is not a transparent body structure as seen in the movies. The body is made up of the earthly Panchapudas and the soul is developed by Panchendriya knowledge. But the spirit is composed of divine elements. As the body constantly needs physical elements to survive, the body obtains them from the nature in various methods. It is acquired through the activities of the five senses, as the existence of the soul is depend on the elements constantly supplied through the five senses. The spirit levels are not active in most of the individuals because the existence of the spirit is through the divine elements and people are not trying to acquire the divine elements. Just as mind can leave the body and travel partially without the limitation of the space and time, the spirit can leave the body and mind and travel completely without the limitation of space and time through practice. Although the mind can move outside the body, the mind cannot leave the body completely because the mind is controlled by the brain. But the spirit can leave the body and mind completely because it is not related to the brain. It is only through careful study that it is possible to recover the spirit if it left. There are certain siddhis to acquire this skill. Presently, we know that if we make a bulb and connect electricity into it, we can get light. Here, the bulb can be compared to our body, the electricity to our spirit, and the light to our soul. If the power goes out, the light will stop and the bulb will be dead. When the power is brought back into contact, the light will be there again and the bulb will become alive. The spirit does the same thing in us. Here it is possible through practice to allow the spirit to leave the body and also to bring it back. If the spirit leaves the body is equal to death, and the mind becomes still. When the spirit returns, the body becomes alive and the mind active. Then the question naturally arises, why allow the spirit to come and go like this? What is the need or benefit? So, if you ask a question like this, then if I ask a question like this, why should the mind be allowed to leave the body through thoughts? If I ask you what is the use of thinking about things outside the house while sitting at home, what will be your answer? Some questions like these are irrelevant and stem from ignorance. Now let us briefly explain what is Samadhi from this background. Samadhi is a state of the body when the spirit leaves the body with knowledge, concern and desire through practice. Death is when the spirit leaves the body without concern, knowledge and desire. The important point here is that through practice, the spirit can return to the body with knowledge, concern and desire. By practicing this way, the spirit can be removed from the body for the maximum of 3 days. The state of Jesus' death, burial and resurrection are all about the spirit leaving the body in this manner. So that in Romans it's very clearly described, you can also practice the same. A person who has trained the spirit to leave the body through this training can also make a decision to leave the body forever without bringing the spirit back into the body. Samadhi is the self-separation of the spirit from the body after making the decision that the spirit is no longer brought into the body and that is living forever. All the religious scriptures such a departure from the body is recorded. Abraham, mentioned in the Bible and Quran, is a person who gave up his spirit knowing such things. The Bible says Jacob died likewise. It is also recorded that Jesus gave up his spirit in such a way. It is not the death as believed today. Okay? God, the giver of the spirit, does not want everyone to die without desire, but rather to separate the spirit from the body with self-awareness, happiness, peace, complete concern and desire and become Samadhi.